Good afternoon, good evening to all of our friends. Today is October 19th. I'm Jess Markowitz, and I welcome you to our Monday little shindig that we like to do every Monday and chat. So what I want to do is just there's so much going on today, so I want to kind of go over some things and make sure you're up to date to what's happening. I always encourage you guys to go into your news tab frequently because frequently meaning each day, because things are changing constantly. We had our launch of our Villains Warmer and Collection, wax collection, as well as the Monsters Inc. Sully and Mike. And Sully and Mike sold out really fast, like within an hour, I believe, maybe an hour and like 20 minutes or something. But it was very fast, and a lot of people were really sad. So if you notice and you went back into your news tab, you'd see that Scentsy is going to have us have another chance to buy Sully and Mike. There isn't a date yet, but it's coming soon, so make sure you pay attention to that. One of my new clients just emailed me about, I gave her the link before it went live, and I guess she was in like a doctor's appointment, and she didn't get the email until after they were sold out. So when I was able to tell her that she'll be able to order them, she was super happy. So having that kind of information is always good because, there's a way to make people, be happy that they have a chance to get something they didn't get. Also, the reason why we encourage you to do pre-orders, if you're willing to do it, meaning pre-orders are you take their information, their payment ahead of time. We try not to do it more than 5 days out, because we are not supposed to hold payments longer than 5 days. But to get their payment, we like to suggest for you to get either like have them use Zelle or Cash App or Venmo or whatever, so you can have the cash in your account, and then you would just place your order with one credit card, which would be yours. It's attached to that money. If you can do that. If you can't, and the only way they can do it is, do a credit card, then you would have to place the order on your workstation, because your website doesn't take more than one credit card. So if you're new, hopefully that's helpful to you. And one thing that I also want a benefit of doing pre-orders is making sure that you're able to get those orders for those people. We've had some issues with clients trying to go on and they didn't really know how to work the website, and it's sold out and they didn't get the product, or they were too stressed out and they ordered not enough or too much or whatever. And so as consultants, we're able to kind of ease up that stress a little bit, even though we're just as stressed as they are. But at least we have a little bit of a handle on it and have a plan of what we're going to be placing as far as orders. And I always just kind of go through and see how many, like, for instance, the Villains, how many warmers I need to order. And if it's like a total scary situation, I'll just put the quantity in and move on. And just make sure that I really pay attention to those order forms if I put like all 7 warmers in one person's cart or something. But again, if you do that, remember your products will not match your workstation. And so if you have Amy, it also won't match. So you just need to make sure that if you're going to do that, again, just make sure if you're making a phone call, follow-up call, you're not calling somebody and saying, hey, how do you like all 7 Villains warmers when they only ordered 1, if that makes sense. Okay, another cool thing that just came out today was registration for Virtual World Tour. That opens on the 22nd, which is just a couple days away on Thursday. So if you're new to Scentsy and you've never been to World Tour, usually it's in person, and it's kind of like a smaller version of our big, huge convention that we called Scentsy Fan Reunion. It's like the launch to our spring collection, and we get information on products that are coming out. We sometimes get some products sometimes as like a kit. We get to see other Scentsy family members. But this year, because of COVID, it'll be virtually put on. And so if you can, it's an opportunity to definitely be able to get all the training and education that you need from your own home. So I highly suggest that you register if possible. I'm sure if you aren't able to be on live, because you register, you're going to be able to watch it later. So definitely a benefit for that. If you are a sponsor, make sure that you're reaching out to your team members and making sure they are aware of the world tour, because the more educated your team is, the more likely they're going to be successful, right? And so just a phone call or a text to say, hey, did you see that world tour is available virtually this year? Are you planning on going? It's very likely they're going to say, what are you talking about? Because a lot of people don't go in their workstation on a regular basis. So as a sponsor, you could be educating them on something that's important for their business. So make sure that if you are able to do that for us, that would be helpful for your team. And then there's an update with additional updates for limited time offers with there's going to be changes in dates and stuff. So make sure that you're constantly looking at the news tab, because what happened with Villains is it was supposed to be launched at the end of this month, but they moved it up. So just pay attention for that reason to the news tab, because you don't want to kind of miss the boat. If you know, you may have missed the boat if you weren't in your workstation this week, and when they or last week when they launched it on Friday, the news article regarding that Monday was the launch. And then last but not least, I'm just going to encourage you guys to make sure that you peek at your product status list every now and then, especially if somebody's placing an order with you, just so you're not saying, sure, great, I'll place that order, and then it's not available till December. So the more information, the more educated you are on your products, the more likely they will be understanding, because you tell them up front. Okay. Last week, let's see, I decided that I'm going to do my best when I remember. I'm not perfect. I'm going to forget things, but I like to just do some numbers of what people are doing so far for this month, where you guys are. So I will go ahead and share who's in our top 20 for sales this month. So in first place for and this is our entire group in Nevada, Director Michelle Brooks at 5827. Amanda Bray, now Superstar Consultant. Congratulations, Amanda. She just promoted this month. Her sales are 5411, and she's in Nevada. Director Brittany Levine, 4109 in New Jersey. Myself, 3968 Nevada. Let's see. And the reason why I share my numbers, guys, I used to not, but I had so many people say, well, Jess, I want to know what you're doing. Like, because I guess it's not very inspiring if I'm just sitting around doing nothing and expecting you guys to do sales. So I decided to, I was asked to by enough people to share what I'm doing, and that's why I do it. Not to say, ooh, look at me. Okay, just a kind of little disclaimer there. All right. To just expand so I can see their names. Okay, so Jennifer Bendis from New Jersey, a star. Okay, this is not, hold on one second. Let me expand, because now I can see everybody better. Okay, a now Superstar Consultant in New Jersey. She just promoted as well this month at 3250. Congratulations. Catherine Payne, a lead consultant, paid at title this month. Congratulations, at 3377 in Oregon. Karen Fabio, Superstar Consultant in Pennsylvania, 336248. Director Lauren Cliff from Nevada, 3189.54. Nicole Wilson, Star Consultant at 2729 in New Jersey. And I just want to also point out that all these people I'm listing, they are also paid at title as well, if I didn't point that out, so I apologize, which is really cool. And if you don't know what that means, it means they qualify to be paid on their sponsoring bonuses, because they have met all the qualifications, their minimum sales quota, their wholesale volume, and their amount of active frontline that is required. Nicole Wilson, Star Consultant. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry. Melissa Henning, Superstar Consultant at 2719 in Nevada. Antoinette Cahill, Certified Consultant, 2439 in New Jersey. Carly MacArthur, Star Consultant, 2211 in Nevada. Krista Dyer, Star Consultant at 2200 in Texas. Krista Dyer, oh, I already said her, sorry. I'm messing myself up. Nadia Herrera, certified consultant 2182 in Nevada, who has her first hostess that wants to join. Congratulations to her, which is going to be happening in the next couple days. So I'm excited for her. And then in 20th place, I think that's 20th. I don't want to skip on anybody. Let's see, that's for 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, so we have a lot more to go. I'm sorry, guys. Jennifer Meads, lead consultant from Nevada. She is at 2180. Brandy Elf, certified consultant 2131, New Jersey. Jackie Watts, lead consultant 2096 from New Jersey. Cinnamon Stanley, certified consultant 2022 from North Dakota. Chris Strauss, star consultant 1940 from Nevada. And in 20th place, lead consultant Michelle Rodriguez at 1940-86. And a lot of you have well over $1,500 in PRV, and just you guys are all just rocking your businesses right now, and it's just so awesome because Scentsy is giving us so many tools to be successful, to have lots of PRV. And just remember, if you are also giving the opportunity to these people, you'll be very surprised how many people actually see it as an opportunity and will want to participate in becoming a consultant. I'm just going to use an example. I'm not going to say names, and she knows who she is and why I'm using this as an example. But I had a frontline of mine text me today telling me that somebody that she knows joined under somebody else. And she said, oh man, how did that happen? And I just thought like they got the wrong website. And she said, no, it's because I didn't offer the opportunity. It's my bad. It's, you know, and I was like, wow, I'm so sorry. But it was a hard lesson for her to learn. And sometimes that's the way we learn the best, right? We learn like, dang, that, ouch, that hurts really bad. So here's the thing, guys, you don't know this is available to. I mean, who would want this opportunity unless you offer it to them? Because the average client thinks that they're stepping on your toes. So if you don't know that, that is a huge part of your business, that your clients think that they're taking business from you. And so you have to give them the green light by telling them it's available. I was one of those clients. I thought that this is my consultant's thing. Like this is her thing. So I never even considered being a consultant. And that's why I ended up joining somebody else's team, because they're the ones that offered the opportunity to me and my consultant didn't. So that's a tough pill to swallow. But if we're letting everybody know that it's available, then that won't happen. Okay, and then just real fast, Carolyn Mortensen in Nevada has sponsored 2 new people, and it's actually her first time sponsoring. So she sponsored 2 people in 1 month, and during her first time sponsoring. So congratulations. And then the rest all have sponsored 1 so far. Teresa O'Brien, Nevada. Amanda Bray, Nevada. Michelle Brooks, Nevada. There's lots of you. Glenda Bedford, Arizona. Trinice Cook, Arizona. Nina Mancuri, Nevada. Christy Conley, New York. Amber Kraft, Ohio. Jennifer Bendez, New Jersey. Susan Ferreira, Nevada. Jackie Watts, New Jersey. Denise Brandt, California. And me, I'm in Nevada. All right, so without further ado, congratulations to you guys. Honestly, it's so exciting to see all of you guys just rocking your businesses and you know, being able to benefit during this amazing season, and having the means to probably have a really good holiday and beyond, you know, by having that extra income. Susan says, funny, I actually told our cousin today that she would not be hurting me, but helping myself and her by joining. She didn't want to step on my business. Yeah, see, that's so true. That's just the way people's mindsets go. So unless we, like I said, turn the green light on saying, no, this is for you too. And if they're concerned about taking away from you by what Susan said, no, if you're really concerned about that, you can potentially help me, because one thing we always have to make sure they also know is that it doesn't mean they're automatically going to help you. They actually have to do something. So we don't want them kind of on their high horse thinking, oh, I'm joining your team and making you money, because unless they do something, they don't make you any money because you don't get paid for them to join. So there's, like I said, always two sides to everything. All right, so without further ado, I am so excited to turn the time over to star consultant Shauna Cox. She's in Hawaii, and I've been talking with her a lot lately, just watching her journey, and she's going to share with you a little bit about herself personally, how she got started, and then some of the things that she's been doing that's helping her business grow, and why she's been rocking her business since she started. So I'm going to go ahead and mute, and you can go ahead and unmute yourself, Shauna.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shauna. I'm sure you know that already. I joined under Susan, and she was working on me for probably, I don't know, maybe it was almost a year. And I was like, no, I don't want to join. I just want to buy. And then finally she convinced me, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I could get 25% back on what I buy, because I was placing 300 plus orders with her. So I thought, okay, well, let me try this. So now I'm a consultant for, is it almost 2 years? I think it's almost 2 years. And I love it. It's still fun. I meet new people. I make people happy. It's still fun to me. It's a whole different set of things that I do. It is a lot of work to be able to give this stuff, to people, but it's calming to me. Like, I have a super busy life. I help my son raise my grandson. I'm a nurse part-time, and it's something that I like to do when I'm like frazzled, or I don't know, it helps me. It's kind of calming to me. It's like, okay, well, let me just focus on this, and then it makes me feel better, and it smells good. So, there's a couple things that I came to the realization recently, is how important it is to try and grow my team, because I want to work smarter, not harder. And I quickly began to realize that, the more customers that I get, the more things that I'm forgetting, and I don't want to have to do like these big events all the time. And even though it's still fun, it is a lot of work. So I thought, well, it's time for me to start actually growing my team. So I'm actually trying to work on that now, and a little bit more training. And a couple things that I started doing recently. Well, I did it already. I got all my customers, like a whole customer list, and I asked them if I just sent a message to some of them, the ones that I knew wouldn't mind getting it, but the ones that I didn't have, like say if I didn't have their full contact information, or if something was missing, then I asked them if I could send them just a little goodie package. And I got so many orders off that. And the only thing that I really gave them for free was like a scent circle, but I also put in a handwritten note, the ones that were my supporters, thank you so much for your support. Here's a, a little gift for you. And then I put samples in there, and, of course, a catalog and brochures. And I actually did a tracking sheet, and I put down all of the names that I mailed it to, and I had columns, like new or like already a VIP customer, and then the last column was if they ordered from the mailer. And I actually got a lot of orders from that. And what also was cool is that, you can text people and you can email them all the time, and sometimes it's just crickets. You're just like, well, is this person, do I even have the right phone number? Is this person even getting my messages? It was funny how many people responded when I mentioned that I was going to send them something for free. It's kind of like, oh, I didn't even know you were getting my messages, you know, but I got a lot of people and I got a lot of positive responses from people that nothing for well over a year. So that was pretty cool. And then a lot of those people ordered. I have, what I started doing in my phone too, because I use Amy, but sometimes when and I know this is probably not the right thing to do, but when I'm in a hurry or whatever, somebody messaged me on Messenger, like, oh, you know, can you order this for me, blah, 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 and I just put it in with my order and I don't put their name in, so Amy doesn't necessarily pick it up, but I started with those people, I started putting them in my phone, at least their phone number and then their full name, and then behind their name, I put Scentsy customers so that I'm able to make like a whole group of Scentsy customers so that when Amy reminds me to follow up, I not only have the Amy, but the people that Amy doesn't have in that database, then I just go through my phone, you know, A, B, C, like every day I'm going through the A's, the B's, you know, and that's been working good for me so far. I made some notes. Let's see what else I wanted to say. Learn the importance of looking at your news tab all the time, which lately I've been slacking on. Thank God Susan told me that the Villains was launching today, because if she didn't, I wouldn't have known. So she saved me on that one. So that is just, and it doesn't take long, just a glance every day. Also emails. So if somebody places an order on your site, you get an email notifying you that they placed the order. Well, I'm not in the habit, I'm trying to be, but I'm not in the habit of checking my email every day. So sometimes if I let it go for too long, you know, just even a couple of days, like how, you know, I didn't even say anything, send this person a personal message, but I like to write down their info so that I can send them a thank you card or whatever. So I learned the importance of checking my email every day, and you know, everything else I'm just trying to work on, you know, training calls and growing my business. I need my own Facebook page. I don't have that yet, but you know, I made myself a deadline today, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to work this thing. There we go. So today, I decided to get on anyways, but my thoughts are a little bit scattered because my kid's dad is having like a major surgery today, and it was really dangerous. But I wanted to not think about it and you know, just focus on something else, because what is it really going to do for me to dwell? So anyways, I just got good news that surgery went well, and they're about to, it's almost done. So that's the best news ever. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but I don't really remember.
Do you want me to ask you some questions? So, what is a hard lesson learned you had with your business? Is there anything that you kind of had to learn the hard way that you can maybe share with a newer consultant?
Don't forget to tune in.
Well, yeah, I think that I sort of went crazy in my first year, and when there would be like releases such as the ones that were released today, I would go nuts and charge everything on my credit cards. So I have learned to kind of scale it back a bit because I was stuck with a whole bunch of holiday warmers from last year. You know, I'm thinking I'm selling them now, but you know, I just learned, like, don't go hog wild. Like, if you have orders for it, great. But if you don't, you know, if you want one for yourself and maybe one extra one, great. But don't buy 5. Don't buy 7. So that I learned that from last year. I also learned, well, I didn't learn it yet. I'm learning that if you feel like you want to talk to somebody about joining or about Scentsy, just do it, because I have been so reserved about that, and I finally do talk to somebody about it. They're like really receptive, and you know, some of them actually joined, and it's like, that's the first step. It's up to them, you know, whether they want to do something with their business or not. But I find that stepping outside a little bit there, it really it helps. It helps me. I'm still working on that though. Like, I still struggle with, oh, I don't want to sound like, you know, pushy or, you know. But I find that if I just do it, I mean, what are they going to say? Yes or no? I'm not going to die, you know. And I think when you explain everything to them, they actually appreciate it. They're like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense, you know, because, and look, Susan was persistent with me. And I finally, like, because the first 2 times or 3 times or however many times she told it to me, like, I just didn't even want to think about it. I was like, no, you know. But when I actually listened, you know, to how good of an opportunity it was, it's, I need to keep reminding myself of that, just keep talking to people, because, you know, I need a bigger team. I need more people to support, you know, each other. It's like, you know, you move up together, you know what I mean?
Well, I loved how you said earlier, you said that you need to start working smarter, not harder, because that's how you're able to do that, by growing your team. And I loved how you even pointed out that the more clients you get, the busier you get, because there's only so much you can handle and actually give good customer care, because eventually people will start falling through the cracks. And so you actually, if you look at it that way, you end up saying, I actually need people to join so they can take care of their people and they'll give good customer care, instead of me trying to take care of everybody, which is absolutely impossible. So I love that point that you made. It's really, really a strong point. And then also, I love how you said, when you think about it, like, if you found Scentsy as a good opportunity, we have to, like, almost say, well, do I not think that my own opinion is a good opinion? Like, you know, like, if we see that it was an opportunity, then why wouldn't other people? So if we switch that mindset, that's a super, it's an easier way to kind of look at things. And then one thing I wanted to mention is, when we're thinking about ourselves, of how we're going to gain, that's when it gets hard to offer the opportunity, is when we're making it about us. If we're focusing on growing our team or how it's going to benefit, you know, I'm going to make more money, or but if we totally shift and say, how is this going to add value to this person's life, and take you out of the equation, it's a lot easier to offer that opportunity. The people that are focusing, and like I said, I've said this a lot the last couple weeks, but people that look at it as join my team, that's about you. So flipping that and saying, starting your journey, how is it going to add value to your life? How are you going to benefit? How are you going to save money? Things like that. So I just want to I wanted to emphasize on that, because, and I'm not saying I'm perfect whenever I think about myself as well. Like, I haven't sponsored, or in any way that I look at it on a selfish arrows in point that I'm looking about how it's helping me, that's when it gets hard. That's when this business is, you feel icky, you feel, you know, like you're pushy, whatever. But if you're literally looking at it as this is about helping them and adding value to them, then there's nothing icky to feel about it. It's just an answer of, are they ready to do it? Or is it something they actually see as an advantage, or they don't? And at least we can check that box off and say, hey, at least she knows it's available to her and I did my job. So, what are your thoughts, Shauna? I just muted you because I heard a glitch. Unmute yourself again. It's not letting me. There you go.
Definitely. I think when I was talking to you, so I have been feeling like I've been forgetful sometimes. Like I think I have it all together, but it's like when people are messaging you on text, on email, calling, I was forgetting some things. I was forgetting to order this for this person, or this person asked me a question and I was forgetting. So I started putting my written lists, it's not over the place and it's not right here, then I'm going to forget. So I don't know how I did it, but I got on Samsung notes or whatever. I put a list, and it's a running list, and it's on when I open up my phone, it's the first thing I see on my phone, and it's a running tally. Like when I do something, I just delete that, and if there's something in my mind, or if somebody calls me, or if I need to I can put it right there in my phone, like right on the face part of my phone. That saved my life, like seriously, because even if you put stuff in your phone, but like then I have to go to the list to look at it, but if it's right there, every time I open my phone, oh yeah, and I can see it right there, like on the front screen. It's awesome, because I was like, okay, do I have early onset Alzheimer's, or what's happening? Like but it's better. Like it's been good, because I can add things real quick, take off things. So yeah.
That's called Scentsy brain. Because we have so many people coming at us at different directions and different forms of communication, email, text, message, they leave you a voicemail, and you're just like, and if you don't have some type of a system, and now we have several different ways for them to pay us. So like they Venmo us, they Zelle us, they Cash App us, they give us the credit card, they do all these things. And if we don't have some type of credit card to keep our brain in check of what's happening, we can feel like we're going nuts. Believe me, I know.
I need to focus one thing at a time.
Yes. And so I'm glad you shared that you found a way to keep it in front of your face, and
yes.
all your little tiny tasks that are very important, but they're just like, they start to add up. And a lot of people don't realize that when you're really running an actual Scentsy business and you've got a lot of clientele, and eventually when you start to grow a team, you've got people everywhere and all needing you in different ways and different places and everything. So there has to be something that you create that keeps you in order, so you can kind of tally. One of the things that I learned to do when somebody would say they want something, but they weren't going to pay until like it gets closer, I would just automatically go to my workstation on my phone and put their name in the party. So I knew that they needed to still give me their, if they gave me their order, I'd put the order in, but if they didn't give me anything yet, but I knew that they wanted to order, I'd put it in there. So before I close the order, I'd be like, oh shoot, I don't have that person's order or payment. But so it stops me from closing an order before before I got their order and their payment, because that used to happen to me a lot. I'd be like, oh no, I forgot to, contact that person. Join our family. Yeah, I love that, Melissa. Yeah, it just has to be, just think about verbiage that's friendly and about them. Everybody wants to know about them, not about you. You know, they don't want to know how they're going to help your business. Maybe they do, like Susan's cousin, you know, that might be somebody that cares, but everybody else, they just want to know how it's going to help them. But yeah, so if you have a Samsung, apparently you can put your list on your front of your phone, but I have an iPhone, so I don't have that. I have an app that I've shared with some of you guys. It's called Evernote. And for like pre-orders or whatever, I start lists. There's a list for everything. I have and it's protected by a code. You can either do a face code or a pin. But let me show you guys the app. I don't know if you can see them all, but there's like a ton of lists, and there's even notebooks. Like I have business notebook with all my lists in it. I go to a Bible study on Wednesdays, so I have a faith book, and then I have notes for each day. My own home book, a journal, so I can just write in my journal, because you can go on your workstation, on your internet, your computer, and you can go and access it that way. So if you want to write like in your journal, you can, but you can access everything right from here. And so what I do with pre-orders, like I have NFL, when it launches again next week or the week after, whatever, I have a list of everybody that wants to what team and how many, and then I know who I need to contact for payment. And so that's a system that I created that helped me, because before I had Evernote, I was feeling like I was crazy, like you, and I would forget, and I would be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And the cool thing is you can write notes. Right now, we don't have an area in our performance tab for team members. So if you have a conversation with them, and unless you want to keep paper books, which is fine, but you don't have access to it if you're out and about, right? So I had to figure out, I was like, wait a minute, I want to be able to not feel like an idiot when this person talks to me the next time. I want to kind of refresh my brain what we talked to about. So I write, they get their own little notebook. And so I put little notes in there for all of you guys when I talk to you. So I can say like, okay, I don't want to say like, oh, how is, I want to know, like Shauna and I were just talking before this, and her children's father had surgery. That's kind of a big deal. I probably wouldn't forget that, but if there was something else, I don't want to feel stupid and then be like, okay, she didn't even ask me if my foot feels better because I stubbed my toe, or you know what I mean? So little tiny notes like that kind of helps you refresh what you guys talked about. And if it's a coaching call, like actually like how to move their business forward, you can write down like, okay, these are the goals that they set, and this is what we're going to kind of touch base with next time we talk. So and it's free. You don't have to pay for it. There is a version that you pay that's just more options, but it's called Evernote. I want to share with you guys if you don't have Samsung, because I don't, but I know there's other features in like iPhone that you could probably do the same thing, but it has a little, oh, here it is. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's the little elephant right there. Okay, and it says, it's literally Evernote, not like spelt weird or anything. So that's my little way of trying to stay sane. Any other thoughts you want to share? And then if not, I'll open it up for other people to ask questions. Anything you want to say, Shauna? Any last thoughts?
Oh, sorry. What was the teammates' names that was doing the Saturday sample or whatever? Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. I'm totally gonna do that. Like, this community is like super, like there's like 5 Facebook pages, and it's like super like small, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
So if nobody if somebody didn't hear that call, can you tell them what she talked about and what you're going to be doing?
So she too like lives in like apparently like a small knit like community that has like their own Facebook page or pages. And she's on there, and she said that that's how she got a lot of her clients. What she does is she says she just puts a post, sample Saturday, you know, who's interested. And she said sometimes she'll split it up, like pet samples or wax samples, or sometimes she'll, you know, do it all. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna do that. And then if you're, she said, she posted on Facebook, she said, if you're interested, you know, PM me your address, your info, and I'll get it to you. So I thought I was like, yes.
Great way to get information. Absolutely.
Yes. Totally.
Exciting. Okay, does anybody have any comments or questions? Oh, Miss Cindy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, so Shauna, does your list, does it go like in the cloud? Because what if something happens to your phone?
Yeah, so there's like a backup.
Oh, okay.
In fact, so I was typing. I'll put together. Okay, so it's just in Samsung Notes. So
Okay.
I went into Samsung Notes. I got to tell you though, I don't know how I moved that particular list onto my home screen, but it had to be easy because it's there now, and all I did is click like the wrong thing.
Okay. That's good for me. Technology is not my best friend.
Clicked. I don't know if there's a menu like move to the home screen, but it has to be super easy because I did it, and I didn't mean to do it, but when it happened, I was like, oh, this is great, you know.
Cool.
So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Update. Yeah. So this is all backed up. So it's backed up in our whatever Samsung has.
There I go again, talking to myself. I'm sorry. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Melissa said she downloaded her Evernote. And so I found that app from a hostess. We were meeting at Starbucks. We were talking, you know, I was hostess coaching her, and I was talking to her about how I need a better way for like my lists. And I was like, oh, I left my list at home or something. And she goes, well, why don't you just use Evernote? I'm like, what's Evernote? And so ever since she told me that, it's been like the best thing since sliced bread for me, because and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I get permission, but I even snapshot my clients' credit card information if they want me to keep it in that, because it's code protected. So I could literally close an order with their payment. I don't have to like worry about contacting them, and it's all in there on my phone. But I ask them, I get permission from them. I tell them it's code protected, and they're like, that's fine. Because most people that want you to keep their credit card on file are not worried about their credit card like being stolen or anything, or else they wouldn't tell you to keep it on file. So that's what I do. And yeah, so you can learn so much from your clients. Like if you're struggling in a way like I was, you know, ask your hostesses and your clients, do you have a good strategy on how you handle whatever? And you'll be surprised how much you can learn from your clients and your hostesses. It's awesome. But if there's no more questions or comments, I guess we'll wrap it up early today. Remember
Sorry.
that oh no, I'm sure they are happy that you were like
I don't
to the
pretend to
point.
have anything together.
No, you did awesome. You shared some great tips and things you learned. And like I said, short and sweet. People get to go off to their evening and they learned some stuff today, and that's awesome. So thank you, Shauna. We really appreciate you. Tomorrow's the Tuesday all consultant call. You can log in and register on your workstation. And then, you know, obviously Scentsy's consultant Facebook page, they go on live on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific and Thursday Pacific at 1 o'clock. And then the Super Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So if you want to tap into those, make sure you put those in your phone for reminders.
Is it 9 or 9:30?
It's at 9. So you were,
My time.
yeah, so 6 your time. Yeah.
Okay.
So Nina, yes, Evernote is the one I mentioned to you recently. Yes. I do keep credit card information in there. I do. I know. And again, it has to do with how comfortable you are with that and how comfortable the actual person is. So make sure you tell them that that's what we're going to be doing and if it's okay with them. So, but make sure they know it's code protected. That if you've got your phone stolen, they can't just go into your phone and get their information. Okay, cool. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on live. We'll see you next week. And again, Shauna, thank you so much for all your knowledge and sharing with us tonight. Have a great, great night.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Have a good one. Bye, Auntie.